This when I was out there sinning.
Hey. What you was doing, Coach?
Oh, man, a whole lot of
You was grinding, Coach?
Oh, my God, man.
Hey, if you was grinding, you was grinding, man.
Hey.
That's what we talking about. If you was grinding, you was grinding. Around this time, everybody was grinding, Coach.
I was trying to get $1, man, but you know.
Hey.
I'm blessed.
You
I'm blessed to get out of there, man. That lifestyle wasn't for me, man.
Hey, it wasn't for, it ain't always for everybody, Coach. Some people succeed in it, some people don't. Some people just get up out the way.
Let me tell you something. That's survival of the fittest right there, you hear me?
Hey, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man, but guess what? We here on a Sunday.
Sunday edition.
Big time guest.
Hey, big time guest, man. Who we got in the building, Coach?
Oh, man. Just the hottest jit in the nation.
Nation?
The king of kings, Stacy Gage, with his uncle, Tony Watkins. That's all.
Man, this is a big one right here. This Sunday. They got us out of bed on a Sunday, Coach.
On a Sunday, man.
We usually be watching the game, getting ready to see who we're going to bet on. What up? What we going to do, Coach?
It must be a 3-day weekend. Gotta be. I must be not working tomorrow if I'm here today. Shouts out 2CU Productions, man.
Hey, shout out, man. 2CU Productions.
Slick World Entertainment, boy.
Hey, we here, baby.
But Thursday night, y'all best go in there.
Hey, man, you see what I got on? Red light special.
Hey, like the girls say in the little thing, y'all better get y'all some of that. I ain't lying. Y'all better get y'all some of that, man.
We're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it, Coach. What's going on, Coach? It's Sunday, man.
Hey, man, should we pray? No, we ain't going to pray, Coach. We ain't going to pray. We gonna do just what you say. Jump right into it, man. We got a special guest on set with his uncle, Stacy Gage, 4-star running back.
4-star.
He just gave y'all his top 8 schools last week, and lo and behold, they got a big announcement. Well, the announcement's already out, but
yeah, it's already out. But guess what?
Aquinas. What's going on?
They coming right here to say a little more about it.
What went into the decision? I got to know what went into the decision. Okay. Why you left Wharton? I needs to know why you left my automata. Why? Hey, so you know,
left one for a good one, though, Coach.
But before we get into that, Coach, last night. I stayed up. I was eating my Firehouse wings, and they were tasting pretty good. Then it started tasting kind of bad when I started watching the Chargers blew a 27-point lead to the Jaguars.
Coach. Well, we talked on the phone, and I gave you my insight on the game.
You did.
And I said the Jags will put it off.
You did. You did.
And you said, nah, I'm going to go with the Chargers. And I said, Coach, I went against you one time with the Chargers before. And I said, I'll never do it again. I lost my ticket, a lot of money. But I said, tonight, I'm going with them Jags.
I would have fired the whole staff last night on the plane. They would have had to take a, they might not even have to take the plane.
They would have had an Uber home, huh?
No, Greyhound. Ride that.
Damn.
Yeah, y'all need to be bunched in like some sardines the way y'all was out there, man.
Man, that's crazy, Coach.
That's crazy.
What you think went on, Coach? Like, what was the man threw 4 interceptions in the first half?
Well, you know, shouts out to Duval, Jacksonville. They adjusted, but man, this time of the year, man, when you talking about professionals and stuff like that, right there, man, blowing a 27-point lead in the playoffs is just utterly disrespectful. I'm like your boy, what he be saying? That's trash.
Trash.
Phillip Rivers rolling around in his grave right now, like you said, man. Rolling around in his grave. Junior Seau, R.I.P., rolling around in his grave right now, looking at the Chargers last night, man. Kellen Winslow Sr. rolling around in his grave right now. Fire everybody. I'm with him on that, man.
Hey, man, listen, though. Trevor Lawrence showed up.
He showed
Second
up
half, he was a whole different quarterback.
Looked like a baby Brady.
Hey, man, he was dotting it, Coach.
He did.
He was dotting it, and get what? The Jaguars spent a lot of money on the offseason to get where they at now. They spent a lot of money with the receivers and all that, man. They spent big bread.
They did, man.
Big bread. And guess what? Shout out to the head coach, man. The head coach did his thing, Trevor Lawrence. And, boy, he looked like he was at Clemson last night.
Come on. Well, they'll be done this week, Coach.
Who they play, Coach?
They might be playing the Chiefs, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mahomes them ain't going for that, but we'll see. It's the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, but nah.
What's next, Coach, man? What, Martin Luther King?
Hey, Martin Luther King is Monday, tomorrow at that.
These kids don't, man, this new generation don't know nothing about Martin Luther King. If the man didn't have a popular birthday, it'll be just a normal day for these kids, man.
Man.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, I know, them parades tomorrow. Everybody come out for the parades, Coach.
Well, they say it's going to be about 32 degrees out there.
Yeah, man.
So I'll probably be in the bed, Coach.
Nah, Coach, you can't be in the bed. They say you're going to be walking the parade.
Well,
with the Jags.
Oh, my gosh. Jag ties for sure. Shouts out Tampa Bay Jags, man. I hear there's a resurrection going on over there this upcoming 2023 season. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I heard they loaded,
Coach. I heard they loaded.
Well,
I heard they loaded.
I hear that 12U, they adding a lot of heavy artillery, Coach, and other levels is too.
Oh, man.
So
the 12U, they going to be the number one stunners in the 12U division?
Oh, man, you can go ahead and put us there, Coach. You can go ahead and put us there. That's how strong my faith is. So, in the Bible, man, as the scriptures say, if you have your faith as big as a mustard seed, you can move mountains, right? Mm-hmm. So if you got a group of kids and coaches and everything that's faith is insurmountable big, man, I can move a whole house. I can move this building. You understand me? So it ain't going to be nothing. We're going to be there, Coach. That's how strong my faith is.
Man. We're going to be there, Coach.
I'm telling you, I'm speaking into existence, man.
12U. Go like and subscribe, man. Hey, once again, like, subscribe, and comment.
It's going to be too late when y'all see me on here in about another year from now, and y'all start seeing me in Icebox and getting 2 CU chains made and Florida Youth Sports Forum chains made.
Yeah.
And you ain't even going to...
It's manifesting, Coach. You're doing it now.
Come on, man. I'm just saying... The camera is going to be blinging. You ain't going to even be able to see my face, man, because the diamond's going to be shining here like Juvie say, here to the Magnolia Project. You hear me? You hear me? So don't think I'm Big Baby. There's a little baby, but I'm going to call myself Big Baby. You hear me?
Big Baby.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, they going to call you Time.
Y'all best get with the program, because when this thing take off, the way I know it, the way I see 2CU production, the quality of it, and when it's going to take off, you got to understand, like Lil Pootie say, people do it, but they don't do it how we do.
Hey, man.
You hear me? I see this ESPN right here. You understand? ESPN. I could be Stephen A., Shannon, whoever you want me to be, but I prefer to go by Time or just call me him. When you see me walking around and somebody say, who's that guy right there? You can tell them, oh, that's him. So you can find him and Coach TJ and 2CU Productions only on the Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast, man. So we ain't going to take too much of y'all time on a Sunday, man.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We going to have apparel and everything coming out, man. Y'all ought to, oh, man, Jag hats.
Oh,
Jag ties hats.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Y'all better, 2CU Production hats, they out here, man. Hey, man. All right.
Hey, Coach, you got on a whole fit.
Girl got a whole fit, man.
Whole fit, man.
And guess what? Y'all going to pay the same prices that y'all go out there and pay them retailers, man. It ain't no bargain deals around here, man. Man, we out here in Channel Side, man. What y'all thought we was doing this show in some old thrift store or something? Y'all best get right. We ain't playing with y'all, man.
We got to get up there on elevators and shit.
Oh, man. Come on, man. I thought I was in a spaceship the way the elevator felt so smooth, man. I ain't playing with you.
Hey, man. You go like, subscribe, man. We're going to wrap it up, but we got a special guest. We got a special guest, man. Special guest Sunday morning edition.
Good, Coach. Even I make mistakes.
Hey, but hey, Stacy Gage will be.
They sitting back there waiting.
Will be right here, right next to my boy.
Come on, man.
In just 2 minutes.
Well, just like every big-time production, we have bills to pay here, too.
Yes, sir.
So when we return, the GOAT, told you we got more goats here than the farm. You hear me? When we return, the Kings of Kings, Stacy Gage and Uncle Tony Watkins, man. Sunday, Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast. It's your host, Nate Johnson, a.k.a. Stephen A. Time, with Slick World.
Your boy, Coach TJ.
Come on, man. So we'll be right back. We're going to pay these bills. And that, man, like the thing said on ABC when I was a kid, after these messages, We'll be right back. We out, man.
All right, man.
Let go. Hey, man, pack that shit up, man. We gotta get up out this bitch. I blow that shit, bitch. I ain't stingy. You can slide around with Boston if your talk different. Every time I turn around, they say I'm missing. Wanna know how niggas die? Niggas keep dissing. But I don't get in that. I'm steady wrapping up them chickens. I wanna hit the booth, but I'm stuck up in them trenches. I been at 5, but I want 6 hoes with me like I'm Nipsey. Fucking hoes and kicking.
We here, man. Sunday morning. This here, I'ma call this here show the New Testament. Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast. We got the king in the building. The kings of kings. The LeBron James of Little League in high school. He's here. Mr. Tony, he's in the building. 4-star running back. Ohio State, Penn State, Miami, top 8. Dion. Well, he like that. Well, I have more altercations about this man here than a little bit. Y'all gonna understand, man. I'm in here with the king. T.I. is the king of Atlanta. I'm in here with the king of the nation. IG Live. Go like, share, subscribe. Stacy Gage, SG3. Big moves. St. Thomas Aquinas, y'all getting one, man. I'm calling right now another championship, man. Another championship. They doing it again, man. 2CU Productions, what's up? We here, man. We talking to the number one youth sport podcast in the nation, man. Hey, don't get on later. It's gonna be too late. We already moving. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to jump into it. That Red Bull don't woke me up, man. I swear to God, I was halfway gone like a zombie. I'm up now. Man, what's going on, everybody? It's Sunday morning, and we out here like early morning church service, you hear me? I'm in here today. I told you we had a special guest. I'm in here with the kings of kings, lords of lords. Stacy Gage, what's up, man?
What's good?
And you got it going on right now. We got Mr. Watkins in the building. He's going to come on a little bit later, but right now, I'm privileged to be in the room with greatness. Everything good with you, Stacy, man?
Oh yeah, you already know.
Man.
Just chilling, just vibing.
I'm glad you're vibing, because, boy, I be catching all types of vibes and different reactions every time I talk about you, man. You just don't even understand. I got to keep it a little bit discreet and uncut, because that's just who I am. I'm a thoroughbred. I'm tried true, like T.I. Boy, if you only understood some of the verbal altercations I done had about you, boy, people would swear you was my son, you hear me?
Yeah. I'm already knowing how Nick get behind me.
That's real.
That's my dog.
That's real. When I first met this man, before we just jump into this here exclusive interview, you know it got to be exclusive. I'm here on a Sunday, because I normally lay in, because I ain't been going to church like I was supposed to, so I just lay in now. But I seen this young man, and I didn't know him. I just seen him one day, and I seen him out there playing, and no matter how bad they was putting the butt whooping on him, this young man just kept trucking, kept fighting. And you would have thought the game was 0-0 the way this young man was playing. And I admired that about him. And as we, proceed with his interview, we going to jump into all of that, and y'all going to learn today the ins and outs, along with Mr. Tony Watkins, about this special young man, Stacy Gage. So, without further ado, man, I'm going to jump right into the first question. And I'm going to start from the present, and I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to do it a little different today. Stacy, how does it feel to be a 4-star running back? Not just in the county, not just in the area, not just in Tampa, but one of the top running backs in the nation.
So, like, just me being, like, a 4-star running back, it don't really, like, get to me a lot. Simply because, like, always since I was a little jit, I always knew I was going to be, like, a top guy. So, like, once it came to me, it was like, oh, well, let's keep working harder. Let's keep working harder. So, I'm going to keep working hard till I feel like I get to college. I ain't gonna never stop working, so I don't really let that junk get to me.
Right.
It never do.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real, my boy. I mean, being a 4-star, I mean, I seen it when when he was on 8, 9, 10 you. I say, man, oh, that's him. I don't care what people say, that's him. When at a young age, what I want to ask you, did you feel like you was gonna be here? Did you see the future that you would be in this position to be the kid that you are right now? Did you see it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like everything that happened to me, I done like fantasized that. Like I dreamed of that. Like I made it happen. So it was like once it came to me, it was just natural to me. You know what I mean? So it was never no surprise about nothing that ever happened to me. Always fantasized, always dreamed about it. Like always seen older guys do it. So I was like, oh yeah, I can be there one day.
Right. So in other words, you kind of spoke it into existence.
Oh yeah.
My man. Now, Coach, you know, we got your uncle here. We're going to get to him. But, Stacy, I got another question, man. You know, you went to IMG. Let the people know what the IMG experience is like, because you're one of the only Tampa kids that had the opportunity to go to IMG Academy. Tell everybody what is the culture like for a young man like you to go there, and what do they expect from you?
Like IMG, it's like basically you going to college in high school. It was a real good experience. You know, it's all love to IMG, you know. And without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So, you know, it's like a lot of love for them. You know, going there made me grow up faster. And you know, just going in in my 8th grade summer, starting as a freshman, like all the work, all the knowledge they put into me, got me ready for college. So, you know, they expect a lot from me. So, because most of the people that go to IMG, they come in as like the 11th grade year.
Right.
You know, just getting ready and getting to that routine to get ready for college. So I already got that instilled into me. So, you know, it was a real good experience. It wasn't really nothing bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you most definitely got to grow up fast.
That's real.
To be there.
Now, you know what, Stacy? You know, we live on IG Live, and we live in the Florida Youth Sports Forum. And I just want to dive into that a little bit deeper. You know, you went to IMG Academy for 2 years, and you ultimately left. And there was a lot of people, you know, speculating about this and about that. And, you know, when I hear these things, I be like, man, people just want to talk just to talk. Set the record straight right now today to what went into the decision for you to leave IMG and come to Wharton.
Well, you know, like, IMG, it's like you getting that college experience, but you're not really getting that high school experience. You know, you don't really get that prom. You don't really get that homecoming everybody getting. You don't really get them pep rallies everybody getting. So, you know, just me coming back and playing with the people I grew up with and with, like, coaches that could come to the game, my family that can come to the game. You know, it felt good, honestly, just playing in front of my family and my friends. So, you know, that's really the reason why I wanted to come back and play in front of the city of Tampa.
Man, that's big, because you know what? Your biggest fan was so happy to finally see his boy back in the city.
You already know. You already know.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm a former Wildcat, and, you know, I seen business was booming.
Oh, yeah.
I felt they should have gave you an NIL deal as soon as you touched down.
Oh, yeah.
But we ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Now you at Wharton, you meet Mike Williams, one of the best players that came out of Tampa Bay area, won a couple national championships, played with the likes of Reggie Bush. Let the people know, what was the Wharton experience like and being coached by Coach Mike?
Well, like just being coached by Coach Mike, he taught me a lot, not just on the field, but off the field. He taught me how to be a leader. He taught me how to do things off the field because, he was there. He already been through this experience. He taught me a lot about the recruitment process. He taught me a lot about the NIL because, that's big in where you're from, in the Cali.
Correct.
So, it was a real good experience, He taught me a lot. It's most definitely going to help me in the future.
Correct.
So, it was real good that I went there and with the Warden just to meet him, So,
That's big.
So, it was a real good experience.
Shouts out Coach Mike, dealing with my guy Stacy, man, real good guy. That brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
After an early season loss to Jesuit, you had a profound message after the game. And I said, man, when I seen it, somebody asked me, man, did he just do that? Or did the coach ask him to do it? What made you, speak to the team? Because it sounded like you did it with so much passion. Yeah. I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it. I felt it through my phone. Like I really wanted to, they ain't finna lose another game after that.
Yeah.
So what went into it? Did you feel at that moment in time that you had to do that, to rally the troops, or what went into the thought process of you doing that, Stacy?
Well, really, just seeing them guys, go throughout the practices, go throughout the meetings, stuff like that, I felt like I was getting myself into, what they was doing at IMG, let me bring this here. I mean, that was part of the reason why I came back too. Let me bring some attention back. Let me teach these guys a little something that I learned for IMG. Right. So just seeing that we had more talent than them other guys.
Correct.
And these boys just not disciplined enough. I was real mad about that. But it wasn't no thing after the game I'm gonna speak to these guys. Coach Mike came up to me and was like, man, speak to your guy, because part of the reason why I came there, he told me, he was like, I want you to learn how to be a leader.
Straight like that.
You already got the office. You already got all this. I want to teach you how to be a leader. So, that it was real passionate. It was something passionate. Because it wasn't nothing that I written scripted down. It's nothing that I thought about prior.
Real talk.
That was right off the heart, right off the mind.
Off the dome. I respected that, man.
So, it was something like that.
It was almost like a Ray Lewis moment.
Yeah.
I seen Eric Reed do it one time when it was behind. And Eric Reed said, man, Gonzalez said, let's do this, and we ain't doing it. Don't ask me if I'm okay. When I seen you do that, I said, that's why he's the king. Right there. So, the season went on. I think you guys finished, 8-2? Yeah. Or whatever the case may be. And then the playoffs came. And then what happened next, y'all lost that game. Do you feel, by losing that first round playoff game, Stacy, that it was a disappointment? And do you also feel that you let your guys down at Wharton?
Honestly, I don't. Because that game, I really left everything I had in that game. I left everything I had, from the beginning to the end. I really did. I left everything I had. And as you can see in that video, that little highlight tape that I had in that playoff game, I left everything I had, just some things just happened. So it is what it is type of moment. But I left everything I had that game, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. You win some. Sometimes the biggest lessons learned is after you take some L's.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there's a lot of people that done took L's, and after taking the L's, you learn how to come back stronger, better, not just physically, mentally. Yeah. And I can respect somebody that can take an L and bounce back. So now, we hear, man, the big announcement dropped. Everybody had speculations after Mike leave, what's going on, and then boom, breaking news come across Facebook and IG, and now you're going to one of the juggernauts in Florida, not just in Florida, in the nation.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there ain't too many people that goes to big juggernaut teams and do stuff like this. The only other person that has done is LeBron. Cleveland and L.A. and now, I mean, you're doing the same LeBron stuff. So what I want to ask you, what was the thinking process with you and Uncle Tony that led to the decision to leave Wharton and go to St. Thomas Aquinas for your senior year?
Well, you know, my potential plan in just leaving IMG was to stay at Wharton. So, like, I never been that type of guy who was like, oh, let me bounce around a couple schools. Let me do this and that. But, you know, things happen. Things happen in life. You don't get everything you want. So, you know, it's life. So, you know, just Coach Mike leaving Wharton, it was a tough decision, you know, because, like I said, I don't really like bouncing around. I don't like starting new. And my uncle can tell you that I don't like starting new at places. So, you know, but STA, they told me that they got a home for me. They gave me some reasons why I should leave, some good reasons.
What was the number one reason?
So, you know, just coming and joining their brotherhood. You know, they got a legacy. They really do. They got a legacy.
That's real.
You know, they got the most drafted NFL players, period, in Florida.
Period.
No, not even in Florida, in the nation. So,
do you feel like you're going to take some backlash leaving Tampa and going to St. Thomas Aquinas? Do you feel like you might take some backlash? Or, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like if it's for the better, I support you.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you're going to get backlash from people because you're leaving Tampa to go to St. Thomas?
Oh, yeah, like, of course I will.
But you don't mind?
I don't mind. Shoot, I got to do what's best for me at the end of the day.
My man.
I got it's my future, it ain't their future.
There you go. There you go.
But it's I got a lot more love than I got hate. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. My family, I got to do what's best for my family and me. Shoot, so.
At the end of the day, the only thing that's going to stop that hate is love.
Yeah.
Hate is driving the world crazy. And the only thing that I know that's going to erase the hate, we need more love, more support. So I respect that.
Yeah.
So like I said, we was going to start from the present and we was going to move backwards. And now I want to speak a little bit on your Little League career.
Yeah.
Because guess what? A question I want to ask you. You know, I done seen some of these great players. They say was great, is great, and all that. And much respect to them.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, what sets you apart from all of them, because football is a team sport, no doubt about it. And a lot of these great players that they talk about played on great teams.
Yeah.
When I look out there at Stacy Gage in his Little League career, man, I came to Skyway one day, I think he was playing the Jags, and I was at the gate, and I screamed, man, they jumping them.
Yeah.
I said, they jumping him. Man, he got robbed. This one, that one. I said, no.
Yeah.
I say, man, you know what? But do you feel during that time that you had to be something like a LeBron James in order for your team to have a chance to win?
Well, you know, it wasn't really even like me just thinking I got to be a LeBron James. Shoot, I was just out there having fun for real.
Right.
I just had fun for real. You know, just growing up. You know my brother Stacy Gage.
Right.
I always played with older guys. So like them boys that was my age, they wasn't
Bum
nothing.
man.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know, my whole Little League career, you know, I was trying to play with you. I was trying to play up.
Tony
you know?
wouldn't let that happen, man. I heard it.
I was trying to play up. So them out there jumping me was nothing.
Right.
I'm over there Marshawn Lynch all day. So
oh, well, you said something.
It wasn't nothing out there.
Man, we only got a few minutes. We're going to wrap this one up. But let me tell y'all something. When you're dealing with Stacy Gage, he's a lion. He's an alpha. And you could distinguish them alphas from other lions. There's other good lions out there now that's biting and roaring and all that there. But when you know who an alpha is when the teams are equal on both sides and you see who stands apart.
Yeah.
I was at the Super Bowl and this man didn't have to scope.
Yeah.
And everybody respected him that night. And I say, you know what? That's why he's the King of Kings. And I was ready to do this. Behold, he is here. And they should call him Kings of Kings.
Yep.
He's that guy. How did it feel? Last question. How did it feel to finally win a youth Super Bowl? Or was it that important to you at all?
You know, at that moment it was.
Right.
At that moment it was like, Well, just Coach Ellis recruiting a lot of guys just to come play with me that year. I just had to win Super Bowl. We was preaching it all year. It had to happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Man, I'm so happy for you, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy for you.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it with you. I was so happy for you, man. I'm so happy that you came and do this interview. If we have time left, man, I think I might have a few more questions. We might let this run over a little bit today. But I got to get Mr. Watkins in here, man. Stacy, it was great having you, bro. And I just want to leave you with this. Despite what people say or what people's opinion of you, don't be like me, emotional.
Yeah.
I get caught at lost in the sauce. And people only despise you because of me.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, man. They just like the people in the Bible. Give us Barnabas over Jesus. All because, I feel different. All these kids are great. But because I like who I like, man, I didn't know you from a can of paint or whoever. I just know talent when I see it. And I always believed in you. Always wanted what was good for you. And there's some guys out here that got mad love for you.
Yeah.
Man, I was going down to Lakeland for the state championships back in like 2017, 2018. And my phone rang. It was a 305 number. And when it rang, I said, hello? And he said, yo, Nate. I said, what's up? Who's this? Mac. He say, Mac who? Big Mac? Mac Main who? No, Rod Mac. I said, what's up, man? Say, man, I got something I need to ask you, man. Last night, there was a kid, for the first time in my career, the best kid went on my team. He was on the opposite team. They say his name is Gage. I say, oh, no. Yeah, that's his government name. But his real name is the King.
Yeah.
The King.
Yeah.
And that man spoke so highly about you, he was trying to get you down there to be a Miami Garden Raven. It ain't just him that spoke very highly of you. One of your partners that was just here a few weeks ago, Rod Gainey, sat right here and say, we asked him a question on air and we asked him another one off air. And the producer and TJ, they'll tell you, when we asked Rod, who are some of the best players you done played against, and who is that dude in the backfield?
Yeah.
And Rod gonna say it. He say, man, hey, besides me, man, your boy. I say, who? Stacy Gage. I say, you for real?
Yeah, you already know.
Man, Rod said Stacy Gage. He said, I said, why? Man, ain't nobody outworking him. He can block, he can run, he can catch, he can tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Say he's him. They respect that boy down in IMG. I say, for real, man, they respect him. And I say, and I'm telling people right now live, man, if he wasn't who he is, how in the world, I've been saying it, I seen it for about 7-8 years ago. If he wasn't who he is, are you telling me rivals, they don't know what they talking about? Are you telling me 24/7 don't know what they talking about? That's national. This is what everybody's striving to be now, nationally recognized, right? They got him as the 5-star, 4-star. So if he isn't who he is, what is he? I mean, everybody just can't go to Ohio State on a visit. Tony tried to get me to come down there with y'all on that visit. So all that to say this, your man, don't let nobody knock you off your pivot, homeboy, because you're doing what you're doing, like you said, very instinctively just then. You got to do what's best for you. And I respect Tony for always keeping you grounded. But he made me mad that year I tried to bring you up. And boy, look here, because had you came up, it was going to be a lot of head busting going on with you, Big Dog, Hollow, and all y'all, man. But
Hey, boy,
I understand why he did it, though, man. So, we got bills to pay, Stacy. I'm really happy that you came on, man. And guess what? We going to bring Mr. Watkins on here in a few minutes, man. So we going to take a commercial break. Stacy, if you going to shout out something, let people know about your social media to go follow you and all that, let the people know.
Y'all already know ST3CYY on Instagram. That's where I really be on. Y'all go ahead and follow that. And follow me on, subscribe on YouTube. I'm be dropping some videos soon.
Big time. The King, man. Hey, Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast. We gonna take a commercial break. We got bills to pay, and when we return, I'm gonna have former president of the South Shore Sharks, Tony Watkins. We'll be right back. Appreciate y'all. We back. We got Stacy Gage in the building. You know what? I told you, man, we're going to do it a little different today. I was going to tell Stacy to fall back, but forget all that. We're going to do it three-way. You hear me like a phone call. You know what I'm talking about? We got T-Wop, Tony Watkins in here, man.
What up, what up?
You know what I mean? Tony, what's been good with you, man?
Hey, living, brother.
It's good seeing you, man.
Same here.
Good seeing you, man. You know what, Tony? Like I said before we went on commercial, man, you really hurted me because when Stacy was in practice one day, I called him up there to run one of my favorite plays, strong right 24 lead, and he ran it better than some of the guys we had there. And I said, you know what, I'm going to pull this one off because with him, we'll win the bowl. But, Coach, how is it knowing that you have a 4-star running back? What did you do to mold him to being the guy that he is today? What went into that, Coach?
My job really with Stacy is just to be a support. As far as being humble, he humbled himself. He's just a humble kid. He's self-driven. They don't have to push him to do the sports part, schooling. He just gets up and get at it. I got 6 boys, and he's the one that get up and get with it on his own. I didn't tell him to work out. He's working out on his own. He's running on his own. So he has a drive that's inside.
Wow, that's big, Coach. You know what, Coach, man? Previously, when I was interviewing Stacy, you know, a lot of people, you know, they speak negative, say negative things, and like we said before we went on air, if the boy only knew, I done got into more verbal altercations about him like he my son, and I'm glad he ain't my son because there's been a lot of phase going on. You hear me?
Yeah.
But how are you able to stay humble when you hear these things and not react, Coach?
The Lord. Plus, you know, I'm 55 years old. People that I don't know can't affect me or my kid. I mean, they can say what they want because you can't control opinions. Everybody got an opinion. So, like Stacy said, he got more love than hate. And if you don't got no haters, you ain't winning. It's just the true life. That's just the way life works. I'll just tell people the proof's in the pudding. I mean, he put in work, and he received the benefits of his work.
The fruits of his labor.
That's right.
That's real, Coach. You know, when you went to IMG, you know, those people speaking like, man, why you leaving Tampa to go IMG? In your opinion, Coach, do you feel IMG also helped mold him to be the player that he now is as well?
Oh, without a doubt. I literally begged these people. I sent them videos daily. And I guess they finally just... No, I can tell you what, Barry White from the Orlando Outlaws, he gave Stacy a referral. From that day on, they started calling us. But IMG was the mechanism to get him where he's at now. Without IMG, he would still have offers, but nowhere near that level because those coaches actually go to that school on a daily basis. Now, when they got there, they got to see that dude, and he did the rest. He's got to meet Marshall and just people that I couldn't put in front of him, that
Right.
they were able to put in front of him.
You know, being at IMG is like equivalent to being like at a high school Alabama. I just seen one of the kids that he was just sharing the backfield with at Penn State, Katron.
That was his roommate.
Allen,
That was
right.
his roommate.
So, you know, when you have a guy like that around a guy like that pushes him, you think, to go even harder out there, Coach?
Oh, without a doubt. Stacy, the kind of person, regardless of who's out there, he going to get his.
Right.
And since he was a little kid, like, we was talking about the teams earlier, you losing and stuff. Dude, go out there and do you. Go out there and do you. You tackle hard, be aggressive every play. And regardless of who you playing, let them know you're out there. And he did that.
Correct. Well, Coach, the transition from IMG and coming back home to Tampa, I mean, I was elated, ecstatic, all those big words, whatever big word you can come up with, I was happy. And then when he came to my alum school, oh my gosh, man, you couldn't tell me what we weren't going to state. But tell me something, Coach. What went into that move to come to Tampa and choose Wharton?
Well, the reason we left IMG is 100% Stacy. He just was so homesick. I drop him off. I mean, he wanted to come home every weekend. Like, dude, you can't come home every weekend. I saw it progressively getting worse. And when he come home, he just felt relaxed. The reason we chose Wharton is quite simple. It's the coach, Mike Williams.
Right.
He's been there. He's done it before. People always equate stuff, wins and losses. I equate what can he do for him for his journey.
Correct.
And he's one of those men who contributed to the journey.
Right. Man, that's awesome. And now that the whole season had ended, they lost the playoff game, unfortunately. But now with the all season going on, there was a lot of speculation in there. Would Stacy Gage stay? Would he be leaving, or would he be going to Tech? And all those things were going on. And then, boom, just the other day, breaking news came across my phone, and you called me and you said, hey, man, we going to St. Thomas Aquinas. What went into the final decision of going to St. Thomas Aquinas over staying at Wharton or possibly going to team up with Rod or somebody at Tampa Bay Tech, Tony?
Well, I talked with Stacy, and we made it clear that he wasn't going to go back to Wharton.
Okay.
We would do the extra long trip because of Mike. But when Mike left, I texted him, hey, man, text me your 4 high schools that you want to go to. And the number 1 high school on the top of the list was St. Thomas. I didn't even look at the rest of them. So I made a call. My business partner, Rod Mack.
Okay.
And he made a call. And 5 minutes later, he said, dude, you can get there. It was just that quick.
Wow. Get into one of the most prestigious high schools in America, St. Thomas Aquinas. Is that the decision, the final decision, of course, but is it a decision that you and Stacy happy with? Or y'all?
Oh, well, as a parent, I'm turning them over to men that are better than me.
Okay, now.
So get some ready.
Elaborate on that a little bit, Tony.
Well, what you mean? You get the AD, went to the school, went to Miami, played for 6 NFL teams. Coach just grounded in the Lord. We went to visit the school for 2 hours. They never mentioned football. Never. They talked about the man. They don't even call them players there. The Mr. Gage.
Yeah.
They don't. The reason he told me why they were so good. When we play teams, we have men playing against boys because we produce men. And that's the difference.
Wow. With this move, though, this being the senior year we coming up, do you think going to a school like St. Thomas Aquinas gets him more prepared for making that decision signing day to whether it's Ohio State, Penn State, Miami? Does this move make him more college ready in your opinion?
Oh, without a doubt, because the school, it's normal business to them. It's a school of superior athletes and superior academic kids. So it's just better for him all the way around. There's no negative to it at all, other than he doesn't live with me, but he can live with one of my good friends, Rod.
Right. That's big, Tony. Now, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. Do you worry about, I know you don't, but, the whiplash that might come from Bay Area people that we taking another one of our great talents out of the Bay Area to go to Fort Lauderdale and play for a school down there?
You don't mean this the wrong way. I don't give a rip what people think.
Right.
When I wake up, I think about Stacy, my kids, my family, my grandbabies. Outside opinions, you just can't let that bother you in life. You got to keep going because no matter what, somebody going to say something.
Right.
I encourage people, do what's best for your kid. That's what I'm doing. Stay in your lane, I'm going to stay in mine. And it's that simple. If you want some advice, what I tell people, instead of hating, why don't you call me and ask me what we're doing? How we get in these big schools? Because there is a process to get into them.
Right.
And I have no problem sharing that.
That's real, Coach. And you know, like I told Stacy, man, I respect how you was able to keep him grounded. But let me tell you something. The beatings that he was taking down in Little League, I was mad at you for allowing him to take them. I was mad because you didn't let him go up.
I'm gonna tell you, people say it's beating Nate. Well, I looked at it. If you slay the giant versus going and join the giant.
Come on now.
And I told us, listen, man, if you do this correctly, we talked about this 2 years before the Super Bowl. If you do this right, we ain't going to join no other teams. But your last game of your Pee Wee career could be in the Super Bowl. It was like a fairy tale. Remember driving home? Dude, literally just almost about to cry. Because all that pressure from all those years just release. And in your last Pee Wee game with a ring, come on. And then you slay the giant, you know. We didn't want to – I love the Jags. I love what they do, great players. But it's so much more rewarding to beat them than to join them.
That's big, Coach. That's real big. And now to the present day, you know, man, the man got offers, not just locally. You know, we talked about that a little bit last night when people talk about, you know, local celebrities and all that. Man, this man is being nationally recognized for his achievements that he's doing. And I think I just seen a post about his top 8.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot because, you know, when signing day come, who's your top 3, Tony, you would like to see Stacy go?
My top 3, Ohio State,
Okay.
Oklahoma, Florida.
And why those 3?
Ohio State, I just adore the coach, the running back coach, because he produces great players, but also men. He helps to cultivate men.
Right.
Oklahoma, that's where we're from. That's where I grew up. I've been a student my whole life. Stacy born in Oklahoma.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there, Coach. Now, there's another kid from Tampa.
I know him.
That's
Blue.
going.
Blue.
Now, can you imagine if Lou Carter
Yes, sir.
and Stacy Gage?
Stacy can tell you, if you name my favorite player in Tampa,
Okay.
it is Lou. It's been Lou from day one. He is a phenomenal athlete. Both sides of the ball. Starting, linebacker, tailback. Who do that anywhere? Nobody. You got to be a really strong-ass kid.
Why Florida, Coach?
Florida, you know, he got roots here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he likes Florida. He's been there a couple of times. I like Florida's system. They got a new coach. They're finally bringing in kids, local kids. And I think it'd be a good look.
Well, what about the guy that's making all types of headlines? I see he had him in his top 8 prime time. I mean, why not prime?
I was on prime bandwagon with Jackson State. In Colorado, I believe that the climate is just not a climate for Stacy's athletic abilities, cold area. He's just not that dude. He's from Florida, you know.
Right.
So you got to take those things in consideration. And I love Prime. What he doing for sports, period, and just black people is phenomenal.
That's big. Well, you know, Stacy here live, and I should have asked him when we was interviewing. I mean, you got your top 8. When you going to bring it down to top 5, top 3, and when will you make your announcement on where you're going to go?
We talked to an attorney and our agent last night, just preliminary stuff. And what we agreed on was that it's best for Stacy to get to appreciate this experience. Mm-hmm. Most of the trips that we've done, I pay for them. All of them, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you can't – there's a couple schools that worked around it, but 80% I pay for myself.
Right.
So this upcoming year, I'm going to go on some free trips.
Come on now.
Get my money back. And just to get to enjoy some of the USC, Alabama, Notre Dame, you know, there's some schools that they're not in this top 8 we're going to visit just because of the experience.
So in other words, y'all going to take your time before y'all.
But he made a profound statement last night. Before he goes into his senior year, he wants to be committed because he wants to go into his senior year committed, wrapped up. We want to be a senior that's ready to go with a plan versus trying to go with the hype all year long. No, we just going to go in, and that team will buy into you, and they'll start doing their stuff, and you do your stuff.
So that announcement might come summertime.
Yes.
That's big. That's big. I mean, hopefully we can make that announcement right here on the Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast.
I can promise you this, Nate. You have, since Stacy was a little boy, you've been, actually, I think sometimes you was pushing him harder than I was.
Come on, man.
And we both agreed that, you show nothing but love, and you'll be part of it.
Most definitely, man. I'm happy that you guys came, man. I'm really, really happy. Because, I normally don't get up on Sundays, man, unless it's for church. But it take two special guys that gave me that energy, that zeal to come here today, man. And, Tony, I always respected you and respected what you do. And, you got a great young man here. And I want to see him flourish, no matter if it could have been Miami Central. I don't care. It could have been that. I'm going to still be in this corner because I like what he represent. I like what you represent. But before I let you go, man, is there anything else you want to say in regards to Stacy, his journey or your journey?
Well, he's a good kid. He's going to be a great man, great husband. We're in training to make him a man, not a football player.
Right.
Because football is part of life. It's part of you. I tell him, use it because it's going to use you. And what I mean by that, get the degree, learn, and get a real degree. So when you do got money, you can manage it. You don't have to depend on people. This is, I know it's sports, but it truly is a business, and people don't know that. I do want to share something, though. There's a player in Tampa, goes Jesuit, Jaquez Smith. Every school we have went to, I have given him his name because he just mean that much to me. The reason I bring Jaquez up is Jaquez, I called and talked to him 2 weeks ago and asked him would he call my youngest kid, which is Stacy's brother, Station, and talk to him about his Jesuit journey. I mean, the dude's the class president of Jesuit, a black kid, president. Come on, man. That's just phenomenal stuff. So he called, talked to the youngest one, and now he just gung-ho about Jesuit. So there are some heroes that I don't understand why we pit the kids against each other. I want every kid out there to get their dream. You got to work for it. And parents, keep pushing your kids. Invest in them. I don't hate on nobody. Regardless of what they want to do, it's their kid. Let them do what they do.
As parents ruined the platform for youth sports, not just youth high school? Is everybody trying to be in search of becoming the next big thing? Have social media corrupted this thing as well, Tony? What is your view?
I used to say that there was corrupting it, but I think that it's something things are changing. There's social media. I'm a kid product of the '70s, man. So to see the things happening now, there are mechanisms in place that I would never dream of. I mean, you get all these touchdowns, you can instantly post them, and there's instant gratification. People can see you quickly. So it's some takeaways and some good stuff to it, but some bad stuff too. I think some people might go too far, but how can you tell someone they're going too far with a kid? It's each his own. But I believe this is a new day. I think that Rudolph Ingram kind of was the starting point in this area. Mm-hmm. He showed kind of a blueprint of how to do it, and everybody else kind of doing their part now. But no, I believe there's just everything's changing. It's kind of like music. Music, you just go to buy our CDs, you go buy our album, now you stream it. Just things change.
Right. You know what? There was a question I left out. We got a few minutes, and before I go, I want to ask this one last question. I know you go hard for yourself, for your family, but who do you really do it for? I mean, who do you really go hard for, Stacy and Tony? Of course you go hard for Uncle Tony and for yourself, but is there a special person or somebody that you're really doing this here for, that if you don't do it, you feel like you might fail them or something like that? That's a question I wanted to ask, because anytime a kid going like this and you have the support, it got to be
I'll let him answer. I'm going to answer the truth first. My driving force was his mother. She passed away about 15 years ago. And she wanted to come stay with me. And at the time, I wasn't prepared for it, so my answer was no. So when she passed away, it was an easy decision, And now when things get tough, I just go look at a picture and I keep rolling forward. Because my job is to make certain, not that they best football players, that I help to develop good people. Because I tell them, just be a good person. There's nothing wrong with being a good person. We get caught up in all this hype, this hoopla. Be good people. I ground him in church, let him make his own decisions as far as that. Teach him how to manage money, talk to him about women, just all the things that a father figure supposed to do with their kid. That's why not just with him. I got 6 kids, 6 boys.
It was that easy for you to do that, Tony?
Without doubt. I love the kid. Stacy, his first football game, he slept in a dang helmet, shoulder pads, and pants. I had the picture, but I lost it on Facebook when they crashed my page. But he just had a passion. I remember telling him, "You hitting people too hard." What? There was one game, I tell it so real quick. They're going for his legs, they're cutting him. I tell the ref, "Listen, man, you need to fix that or I'm going to let it unleash him." "What do you mean?" I said, "I told him to play half speed. Now, if you don't stop it, I'm going to tell him to go full speed. Do what you do." Well, just to end the story quick, there was a lot of kids limping to the sideline because he was picking them up, power slamming them. I would tell him, don't blow people up because I don't want him hitting somebody who you could tell they're scared of him, curling up, because he's a really passionate person. We had an autistic kid on our team who played on the team. Stacy, bring him in. And no one would touch that boy because Stacy would blow him up before he got to him. That's the kind of kid he is, man. So it's easy to be on the side because he's just good people.
Well, here's the mic, Stacy. Why you go hard? I mean, like I said, besides, Tony and everything, what drives you to do it? And if you don't do it, you almost feel like a failure. Telling you to be.
So like my uncle said, like mama, like I do it for my mama. Just her looking down every day, making sure her boy's straight. I'm doing good for her. So that's really what drives me every day.
That's real.
Got no worries. She know her boy's straight.
That's deep. But guess what, man? You ain't gonna find too many podcasters, youth podcasters, that's gonna get too in detail like the way we got here today. You know what I mean? Tony, it was a blessing, a privilege to be here with you.
Proud
Stacey,
of you, Nate. Proud of you, bro.
I'm trying, Coach. Hey, man. Sometimes I gotta look up to see bottom, but eventually I'm gonna break through. You hear me?
Hey, us black people gotta push each other, my brother.
Stacey, I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm looking for you to, hopefully, Miami or fam, you be in you soccer world to do something like that. But, I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And, man, I'm going to be there signing day, bro. I'm going to be right there, and we going to show the world. Man, if I could say, I told you so.
Yes, sir.
That's all I really wanted to do. Man, hey, y'all go like, subscribe, Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast. Look for the link on YouTube. Man, get at Stacy Gage on his platform, IG. Stacy, let the people know what it is again, man.
Yeah, IG ST3 CYY. Subscribe to YouTube, Stacy Gage. On Facebook, Stacy Gage. TikTok, ST3 CYYY. And all that.
Got Twitter.
It is,
Twitter,
man.
3 Stacy Gage.
Hey, man, we finna call it, man. We out here Sunday morning like Sunday church service, man. Hey. I think my producer already looking at me like, Coach, you got wind like a Baptist pastor. It's time to wrap the service up. We ain't even did the offering. But that's good, though, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys again. Hey, we finna be out. This was another one, Florida Youth Sports Forum podcast. 2CU Productions, what's up? Go like, subscribe. King Stacy, Tony Watkins, we out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.